now that we've got our character model downloaded, we can start thinking about animation. Now, in this instance, we're going to use an online platform called Mixamo. What this is going to do is it's going to take our 3D model, it's going to apply a rig to it, and it's going to animate it for us, taking all the hard work out. Now, Mixamo is completely royalty free, so any of the animations that you use from Mixamo, you can use in your own personal projects and even commercial projects. Basically, it's a very effective tool and it's very easy to use as well. So, head over to Mixamo, open up whatever your preferred browser is, type in Mixamo, that's Mixamo, and head over here. Now, Mixamo is owned by Adobe. However, if you've got an Adobe account with your work or your school, it's likely that this won't work with it. So you'll have to create a personal Adobe account here. So if you've got one already, perfect, you can use that to log in. If you can't use that to log in, then sign up and you can make yourself an Adobe or a account with Mixamo. I have got an account, so I'm just going to click login here. I'm just going to go ahead and here we are. Now you can see that my character's already uploaded here, just because I was testing it earlier. So what I'm going to do first, before you click on any of these interesting things on the left hand side, let's upload our characters. So I'm going to quickly re-upload my character to show you the process. So you just click on upload character on the right side there. You can just drag in your FBX file. Just give it a moment to process. And I'll show you your character in a 3D space here. Now I'm going to click on next. And now this is really important. We've got to assign these key points on our model. So let's start with the chin. Now my character hasn't really got a chin, but the chin will be around about there. So raise that just a little bit. Wrists, I'm going to put around about here. Elbows, I'm going to put in the joints as well. Knees, just down here. And the groin, I'm going to put just at the tip of the pelvis. Right. Perfect. Okay. Once you're happy with those, just click next again and it'll start processing. It'll start working out how to rig your character. Now it does say on the right side that it can take it for 2 minutes, but generally in my experience it's quite quick. I don't think I've ever had it actually take 2 minutes. It's generally quite a quick process. Although that being said, I know I've actually said it won't take 2 minutes, I'm sure it will. Perfect, and you can see straight away it's now started to animate my character. So you can see my character's now moving without me doing much work at all, which is really cool. It's really nice to see something that you've created just move. It's so realistic. Awesome. Once it's working, click on next. There we go, and you see back to where we were just now. Now again, before you click on anything, I know it's very tempting, don't click on any of those animations yet, because I want us to export this model first. So we need the skeleton from it. If you've already clicked one of those pictures and you've already got an animation present, so say if you've gone across here and you've got this animation, we need to get rid of the animation. So just either refresh the page, press Ctrl-R, Ctrl-Shift-R, whatever your preference, and reset that page so that your character goes back into his A pose. Once it's in that A pose, perfect, that's what we want. We're going to download it. So click on download. I'm not going to touch any of these settings. I'm going to keep it as is, and I'm going to click download. So give it a moment. You can see it goes up. There we are, downloaded there. Now, if I go to my downloads, here we go. You can see this is the downloaded object. Now, I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it Beeps, which is what it's called. That's fine. I'm going to call it Base Skeleton. That's really important because that's going to remind me later on that this is the one I need to import to Unreal first. So make sure you do that first, and as soon as you've got that base model down, awesome, let's start playing with some animations. So, if we look at the left hand side, there's plenty of animations here. There's not just this list. If you scroll down, you can actually see there's 52 different pages of animations there, which is a lot to just look through. So I'd recommend start searching at the top there. They've got a wide variety of loads of things. So you can see there's different dances at the top here, which is quite cool. You've got different poses here. You've got what's called a female standing pose here. There's a female dynamic pose. I'm not sure what that is. You've got different things that use a taunt. That's quite cool. So all of these animations, like I said, you can use these in your projects, whether that's just a personal project or whether it's a commercial project and you're looking to sell your game. That's fine. You can put these in and they're completely royalty free, and you're not going to have Adobe come in to try to sue you. So rather than me go through all these and show you hundreds of different animations, I'm going to give you the task of finding at least 5. You can find more if you want, but as part of this tutorial series, I'm just going to show you how to use 5. And that process will show you how you can use all of these essentially. So, I'd like you to find an idle animation. I'd like you to find a walk-in animation. I'd like you to find a slow run or jog animation. I'd then like a sprint animation. And finally, I'd like a jump animation. So I'd like you to find those 5. I'm going to go through here now, and I'm going to show you which ones I would go for. Let's type in idle. Now again, lots of animations, lots of different styles here. So you know what kind of character you're making. So make sure that you pick a set of animations which are appropriate to your character. I'm not sure why that hasn't switched. Oh, there we go. It did go then. Perfect. Okay, so I normally pick an idle animation, which is almost, I call it an action idle. It's not just a standing around like this. Although that's not too bad, that's okay. I like having more of an action or a ready-to-go idle animation, like this. I like this one. Generally, you see these kind of animations in-game. Imagine your camera behind your character, and they're normally standing like that. They're not often standing like this. That's often because you normally go from standing into a running animation straight away. It just looks a little bit more natural when you stood like this. So I'm going to go for something like this. Of course, it's up to you what you want to do. There's lots of options here. You've got this little sad idle here. It's quite cute. But yeah, I'm going to go for one of these two here. Let's have a look. Yeah, this one's cool. I'm going to go for this one. Once you're happy with the animation that you've got, have a quick look at these settings on the right hand side. It's up to you if you want to toggle these. For me, it looks okay. Each animation will have a set of options that you can have or change on here. So for example, if I set that to max, you can see that the arm space increases. Now again, if you're making a bigger character, something like a troll or a troll, sorry, maybe that would be wider and maybe a bigger arm space would be preferred for you. Vice versa, you can decrease the arm space. Now obviously for me that started clipping, so that's not something I'd want to use, so I'm just going to reset that. If I reset the right one, there we go. So if you feel like you need to move these, fair enough, move them. Just be careful with the trim, because that could mess up the natural loop that's set into this animation. So once you're happy, just click download. Now the one thing we're going to change here, we're going to change it from with skin to without skin, because we've already downloaded the skeleton with the skin earlier on. So I'm going to download that. And I'm going to rename it to Beeps Idle. I'm done. There's my idle. Now I'm going to move on. I'm going to find a walking animation. Now again, lots of options here. You'll often get things like this, which you're not going to want to use for walking forward, because it's obviously a backwards animation. So just look for the ones that are walking in a straight line. Lots of options here. There's some quite cool ones. That's quite nice. I'm just going to go for a standard walking animation. What's that look like? That's okay, I'm going to go for that. Now, really important with any movement animations, you've got to make sure you do this right. You've got to make sure that you tick this in place there. Make sure that your character is stood in place and playing the animation. That's really important. Otherwise, when you get to Unreal, your capsule and your character are going to move at different rates, and you're going to get this weird jittering back and forth, which looks like, you can see here, like that. It'll be doing that in game, and you don't want that. So we're just going to say in place. That walking animation, that's perfect. Download. Make sure without skin, perfect. And here we go, download. And again, rename it Beeps. Walking. And remember, my character's called Beeps. Don't go calling your character Beeps for the sake of it. Obviously, if you've got your own name for your character, call it that. Beeps is just what I'm using for my character. Alright, let's go on to my jog. Okay, a couple of options here. That one's not too bad. That's quite nice. That's okay. I like that. Now, I'm being quite quick with these. Feel free to spend far more time looking at your animations. Obviously, I'm doing this for the tutorial. You're probably going to want to make sure that your animations are more suited to your project. So I'm just going to click on download. And once again, let's just go over to my downloads folder. Wait for it to come down. There we go. And I'm just going to rename it to Beeps Jog. Let's head over and find a sprint. Immediately that one stuck out to me then. Oh, now be careful here. Look at that. I've clicked in place there. And it hasn't actually done anything, so that must be something wrong with the animation that's been uploaded. Now, even though I've clicked in place, that will still cause that jittering effect in Unreal. So, unfortunately, if that happens, make sure that you go for a different animation. Let's have a look. That one, let's have a look at that. Okay, so that one's quite funny. It's almost quite a a carefree, joyful run. I think I want a little bit more. There, let's try standard run. That's quite nice. I think that could be the one for me for now. What's this one look like? Actually, I'm going to go for that one. That's quite nice. There we go. Again, using an example, you can see there's different options on the right hand side here. I've got more options for this one, so you can increase the style. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Oh, okay. I think it just over exaggerates it a little bit. I'm not sure what happens if you pull it down. I suppose this is very... Maybe this is appropriate. That's that's quite stiff. It's quite robotic. Like, maybe that's appropriate for my robot, actually. No, I'm going to keep the style. Maybe I'll keep a little bit of less style. There we go, we'll use that, that's quite cool. Alright, once you're happy, click that download. Over we go, and then we're going to call it Beeps. Running. Alright, the last one, the jump is a little bit different. Now, let me find an example. Let's have a look at this one. A nice enough animation, but I would advise you not to use this kind of animation. Now, the reason I say that is because, number one, this is a stationary jump. So if you're running and you jump, it's going to play this stationary jump animation. It's going to look a little bit weird. Now, you can use two different jump animations. For example, some of my games, and many other games, not just me, you'll have, if you're stationary, it'll play this jump animation. If you're moving, it'll play a different jump animation. That's completely fine. We're not going to do that for this tutorial series. Maybe we'll do it in a more advanced one later on. But I'm actually just going to look for a standard running jump animation. Let's have a look. So there's two I can see immediately. Here's one. Now that's not a bad animation. That's quite nice. However, there's not an option to save this in place, so I'm not going to use that one. Let's have a look. Does this one have one? This one does. There we go. Perfect animation. Now this could actually cause a bit of an issue because that's actually jumping in the air, which obviously a jump should, but I was hoping in place would keep it locked to the ground, but that's fine. We'll deal with that later. Okay, I'm going to go for that one. That's nice enough. And I'm going to click on download. Okay, there we go. I've got my 5 animations that I need. There we go. Okay. Feel free to have a look around Mixamo. Have a look at all the various animations they've got. Just to note, if you see any animations which are holding a weapon, let's have a look at this one. Now, that model's holding the weapon. It's not going to give you that weapon when you download it. It's just showing you an example of how a weapon could be held in those hands.
with that animation. Of course, if you wanted to model your own weapon in Blender, you could then put that in your character's hands when we go into Unreal. Same with any guns or bow and arrows or anything like that. So yeah, have a little look around. Pick out any animations you want. Make sure you've at least got the 5 that I've recommended or I need for this tutorial. And then once you've got the animations you want, you're ready to move on to the very next video.